2 weeks from the federal election 2013, and Nielsen's latest polling numbers are grim for the government. The coalition's vote has climbed 1 point to 47% of first preference votes. Labor 35 is down 2. The Greens at 10% are steady. The coalition has 53% of the two-party preferred vote. Labor is down to 47. First to you, Phil, how bad is this for Labor?
Probably as good as they were going to do under Julia Gillard. If they do this on election day, they'll get towed. So they'll be left with a seat count somewhere in the 50s, you would think, on the back of that, and they'll lose heavily.
Labor achieved its high water mark 3 weeks or so after Kevin Rudd returned through mid to late July, and by the time the election was called had already plateaued, and we now see its votes sliding backwards. So all the efforts that Labor's putting into demonising Tony Abbott, to trying to sort of warn voters about what it might be like under an Abbott government, all of that seems to be water off a duck's back, and people seem to be shaping for a change of government.
Mr Abbott's approval at 44% is down 1, his disapproval steady at 52%, so that's largely unchanged. But have a look at the figures for the Prime Minister. Mr Rudd's approval at 43% is down 5. His disapproval at 51% is up 4. That is a stunning turnaround, Phil Curry.
It is, and I think it's probably a reminder that voters were about to toss him out in 2010, and that's why Labor changed leaders, and I think Rudd's back to that position.
In terms of Rudd, we had no way of knowing how long the honeymoon would last. It was one of the great questions, but we really know now, don't we, Mark Kenny?
Well, it certainly looks that way, that the honeymoon lasted about, well, less than a month really, by the time it started to plateau and then go backwards. So, yeah, that's pretty devastating. I think what these numbers reflect also is that the Kevin Rudd that came back, as Phil said, it was essentially Kevin 07 that came back. It was positive, smiley Kevin. And now that the election campaign's on and he's had to get down in the gutter, and they've been doing a fair bit of attacking of the opposition, voters have not liked it. They've seen a lot of talk. They've seen, a double standard really, from the promise to invoke a new kind of politics to the reality of how Kevin Rudd's been playing it, and they haven't liked it at all.